Hey coaches, Lisa Carbondera and I, Tom Berkemeyer, have a big old tip for you for getting the most out of any kind of a training or webinar or whatever that you want to go to, an educational experience. So here's what I do. I always make it a point, a mission if you will, to get at least one great takeaway that I can implement that same day, not tomorrow, that same day. If I'm going to something that's longer, like, I don't know, a weekend seminar event thing, I'll always find at least one takeaway I can do that day, but then I'll also put marks next to my notes of things that I absolutely have to do when I get back home, and a separate mark for at least one thing I can do the same day. And that has resulted into more business, more impact, more leads, more, results, and so forth. Now, yesterday, for example, Lisa and I took in this training by some very top-notch coaches that have done very well for themselves. And remember, Lisa, we talked about how, okay, we're going to make it a point. I said like 2 things and you said like 3 or 4 things, so you were definitely one-upping me of takeaways we could do the same day. And I thought we did that really well, and I'm like, we should make a video about that. So tell us, like, without giving away the training, what were the couple of takeaways that you took away from that particular training that you could communicate to our coaches that are watching as, something that maybe they might want to take away from this video for them to try with maybe social media?
Sure. One of my favorite takeaways, and it's very simple, was when you post something, attraction marketing, a question or something like that, don't disappear right away. Stick around, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, because you might have interaction right away, and then it shows people that you are right there. And sure, you don't want to sit there for an hour perhaps, but answer a couple questions and check back in later. But it shows that you're there for the people too. So when you have a very interactive post, you may want to schedule 10-15 minutes afterwards to be available to answer any questions. So that was one really great tip. And another one would be utilizing different photo editing apps. It's really important to have fun with it and look professional too. So there's so many different ones. Some only work on your computer, some on your phone and whatnot, but most of them work on mobile apps. And using the proper one, for instance, for Instagram, it's a square, so you want to make sure that your pictures are fitting the right format, otherwise it would be cutting off your words and stuff, and then you might not get your message out there effectively or look like you know what you're doing. So using the proper apps and things like that. There's so many tools out there for social media. Those are 2 of my favorites.
And those are 2 tips that I actually want to do myself as well. I need to get into those apps, which I haven't really yet, but I'm going to very soon once I clear more space on my phone or get a new phone, which is going to be very soon either way. And the 15-minute thing of hanging around, I think that's a pretty good idea if it's going to be a specific interaction question. So very great tip. As for me, I got a lot of takeaways. Stuff with Instagram, which I haven't really used before, that I'm already using. And gosh, what else? Let's see, Instagram. It's really neat. In the bio area, I guess it's the only place that's a clickable link through, so I put my link up there to like my FireYourBoss.xyz site. You could do it to your Beachbody Coach site or your Facebook or whatever. And then when you upload images into Instagram, cute, attractive images that you create, and your call to action could be, for more information about that or whatever, go check out my bio and click on the link there. And then people click on it and it goes. Well, I thought that was really neat. And then as far as like Facebook and stuff, I really like the stuff they were talking about, creating pictures and putting call to actions on pictures and creating your own images instead of recycling. So Lisa and I, we did a picture that I took where I was listening and she was talking, and I put a quote up there by the Dalai Lama about how when you're talking, you're not learning, but when you're listening, you're learning, something to that effect. And my little call to action on it had my FireYourBoss.xyz, and I gave it a little caption above that as well in the text area that had further call to action. It was pretty cool, and I got some engagement from that right away. So there you go. Find at least one thing that you got from this video that you can take away and implement, and then you're well on your way. And just make it a habit that you do that with every training, webinar, whatever that you go to. Sound good?
I think so.
Sounds good. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
I'll see you later. Tom and Lisa reporting from Hollywood, California. And Dog Billy.
Well, she's guarding us, so she has her back to us.
Absolutely. And remember, be a spiritual gangsta. You can't see that. There we go. Be a spiritual gangsta.